Welcome back to the Maverick, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here, and you are watching the Midnight Part 6 commentary. This is the 6th episode of our live-action Deadrop series. You guys have been so supportive, so amazing. We are now 2/3 of the way through this journey. That is Midnight. We have 3 episodes to go. There's 9 episodes altogether. If you haven't watched Part 6 on your own yet, that means like experience it by itself. It is live on this YouTube channel. It is live on Twitter. It should be on Theta.tv, Fruit Lab, Odyssey, a million other platforms. So go watch it. I'm going to be starting and stopping this and talking over it. So make sure you experience it by itself as is before you listen to my commentary. I'll be giving you my behind the scenes thoughts, what we use for inspiration, what's going on in the series, like how to interpret the shots and, the stuff like that. But before I get into that, this is scored by Jonathan Mora, Metamora, a variant and member of the 12 a.m. community who is also very much into music production. He made this track. This track is called Dark City, and as you hear it throughout, it really fits this episode and the vibe we're going for very, very, very well, which was, I would say, best described as like a 1980s horror vibe that we went for with this episode, and you'll see why. Well, hopefully you've already heard it, but heard it and seen it. But a huge thanks to Metamora for making this episode's music work so well, and here we go. So the opening shot here. Lima 1 Juliet, you hear a sound, like a hit, an impact. He hits the wall, and then this dude emerges. So big moment here. You hear an impact sound, Lima 1 Juliet hits the wall, camera shakes, and you see this dude emerge. We named him Chain Brute. That's who he is in the credits. He is a big, muscular, intimidating guy. He's obviously been sent to kill Lima 1 Juliet, and this is no normal claw. If you remember at the end of episode 5, not even a normal variant, obviously, just looking at him. At the end of episode 5, if you remember, the tower essentially sent a trio of variants after Lima 1 Juliet and Rex and attacked them in Lima 1 Juliet's hideout. And Rex left at the end of episode 5 to go off on a mission, which you don't know anything about at this time, at least. So now, Lima 1 Juliet stayed behind to do something, and he's being attacked. He's alone in his hideout, and he's being attacked by Chain Brute here, who gives me like almost Bane vibes. He's basically like, this is a boss. Okay, this is a boss character. If this was a video game, this would be a boss fight. So he's wielding this chain, and obviously that weapon's not going to be easy to deal with. But this character was also played by Chris Lantry, by the way, who, interestingly enough, plays Rex. He's going to play another character later, but he really embodies the physicality and like the brutality of this character very, very, very well. He also used a red light through this whole episode to kind of give it that horror vibe and just a different kind of feeling. Paired with Metamora's music, I think it works very well. Lima 1 Juliet gets up, dusted himself off, ready to square off with this guy. And here, you see the Chain Brute swinging his chain, get ready to fight. And this wide-angle shot was basically, we used this one a few times. This was basically inspired by fighting games. And you know they're a little closer than they would be in an actual fighting game. But that's kind of where we're going with this, is that view from the side of two characters getting ready to fight, Mortal Kombat style, or however you want to think about it. This one probably ain't ended with anything but a fatality. So that's where we start. Lima 1 Juliet goes in for the tackle, and we switch to Rex, who is at his hideout, tuning up the bike before embarking on the next part of this mission, this journey. He's in his own hideout right now. That's where he has gone to prepare for what comes next for Lima 1 Juliet and Rex. Chain Brute wraps the chain around his fist, punches Lima 1 Juliet. Obviously, that's gonna hurt pretty bad. See the light change over here on the left? Those are headlights coming in, and Rex immediately notices, and something's up. Like, this is his hideout. Nobody knows about this yet, seemingly. Maybe Lima 1 Juliet knows where this hideout is, but who just pulled up to Rex's hideout? That's what's going on here. Lima 1 Juliet gets thrown into a wall, slammed into a wall, and Chain Brute throws him. That was one of my first real stunts right there. So for this shot, I had to run. Where can I get a good? I had to run in front of the camera and like throw myself and launch and land on something. And it looks like I land on these pallets. That's not actually what I land on, thank God, because that would have hurt even worse. But we managed to not hurt me. But it took a few attempts, because at first I was like sprinting into the room and like literally launching myself. And we ended up finding an easier way to do that. Which was a lot less dangerous, I guess. I still had to launch myself and throw myself, but I didn't have to sprint full speed to get thrown. And here we go. I was going to say my leg sticks up, which is kind of funny because that's actually just how I landed. And that wasn't intended. When you do something like that, you just land how you land, and that's what you get. So, I don't know. I think it's funny that my leg sticks up in the air like that. But okay, so Lima 1 Juliet grabs the axe that happens to be there next to those pallets on top of this wood. All right, so Rex knows what's going on. This guy has emerged from the car. All you can see is a long black coat, a red glove, and a giant Magnum revolver. This is basically our version of the heavy pistol from Deadrop, which I love in Snapshot 6. Snapshot 6, not 5. It wasn't good in 5. It's really good in 6, though. Please don't nerf it. This guy, who is this guy? He's squared up with Rex, and Rex has got the knife out, if you see. So this can't be good. And it works out really well, because these two, what's going on here, the scenes kind of mirror each other. So Lima 1 Juliet is squaring up with this chain dude. He's basically losing. And now Rex is about to duel off with whoever this red glove wearing character is. And this character, I originally wrote this character while listening to Red Right Hand by Nick Cave. That was the inspiration for this character. I was listening to that song on repeat and just trying to picture in my head like the vibe of like a very cool, calm, calculating, cold villain. It's very Western inspired. This is kind of that shot that you get in a lot of the old Westerns, like in a duel. You know, there'll be like a character like with their hip and their gun in their holster. In the foreground of a shot, and in the background, down range, there's like another character of the person that they're dueling. That was the inspiration for this shot and where we were going. Not only is it fitting for this character who's kind of Western inspired, and the Red Right Hand song inspiration is directly in the glove there. But it was just it was a cool shot. This shot actually took a long time to pull off for various reasons. Lighting is usually the thing that makes these shots the hardest. Making sure that it's lit properly, that you can see the right things. That's one of the biggest challenges constantly is lighting, especially because we're filming at night, because the story is midnight. And we want that dark vibe. If you filmed this whole series in the daylight, it wouldn't have nearly the same effect. And we purposely, in episode 4, used that lit office environment where we went in there. I say we, I mean Lima 1 Juliet and Rex went in there and killed a bunch of people and got the laptop with Midnight Protocol. Like, you notice how much different it is. That's a lit environment. That is an office where those guys were guarding, so they didn't have the lights off in that building. The lights were on. So it makes sense, but you see just how different that is from a lot of the rest of the series, right? That like lit, that feeling of being a lit environment versus a dark, gritty, that kind of that Deadrop feeling of being very dark, that dark, almost post-apocalyptic future. Okay, so we go back here. This is just a quick shot showing off the axe in the foreground. Again, very similar thing to that classic Western duel shot, just shot from a different angle. Lima 1 Juliet has got the axe. He's ready to go. And Chain Brute is down range, so to speak. Again, we go back to our fighting game. Shot, the wide angle. And Chain Brute lashes out. And Lima 1 Juliet gets ready as well. If you see, Lima 1 Juliet has his left hand out in front. And the axe is coming. So, really quick, right there. I see if I can stop it at the right time. Lima 1 Juliet catches the chain in his left hand. And then, very quickly, what he's doing is he's pulling the chain dude forward, and he comes. I love this shot. This shot looks really cool with the red lighting. You can see the axe in the background. This is basically from Chain Brute's perspective. Comes down with the axe, and that's the end of Chain Brute. But if you notice, you also hear a gunshot in there. There's a gunshot sound effect, and that's done on purpose. Because remember, we've been intermixing the two scenes with Rex and this other guy, and Lima 1 Juliet, and Chain Brute. So Lima 1 Juliet just carelessly gets rid of the axe, throws it on the ground. What he's doing is he's calling Rex to let him know, like, you basically give him a heads up. You know, like they're still sending people after us. Like, watch your back. But it's too late. This is our new big bad, guys. That's what's going on here. This red right hand inspired, this red glove, the long, almost like the Undertaker's coat. And you'll also see in a moment, he has a mask on. It is not a variant mask. It is not a Visor Cortex. But anyway, he just walks off. You see him bring the gun down. And that's why you heard that sound. That sound, it was an intermixing of the two scenes of the axe killing Chain Brute and our new big bad firing a gun. And that's a big gun. That's a 44 Magnum. This is like our Negan moment, guys. Like, your new big bad gets introduced and he takes down a beloved character. And that's why you end up hating that big bad so bad, right? Because they took away something that you love. And that's what Rex is. Rex is a character, for me personally, as like the writer, so to speak, the creator. This was a very awesome character to have on screen. Like, all of Rex's time on screen has been awesome. But both as a character, the job that Chris did playing him, his body language is constantly just badass. I love writing him. I love filming Rex. It's been awesome. He's knocked it out of the park. But the new big bad just struck him down with a red right hand. Lima 1 Juliet's calling him to give him the heads up, but he's too late. And our new big bad just walks off. Just like he's like, again, Western, just walked off. And now this final shot, Lima 1 Juliet knows something is up. Rex didn't answer, and he knows something is up, and he is pissed. And I want to show you where this shot was directly inspired from. I've used Doom Eternal and Doom in general as a big inspiration for this series. It's a Deadrop series, but I'm a huge Doom fan. That shot,
lead us astray.
That is from Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods, Part 2. I mean, just different musics, you know, slightly different vibe, but same exact.
Lead us astray.
You get what I mean. One's in a sci-fi environment with machinery and an alarm going off, and obviously there's like metal-ish music playing. But in ours, it's the same lighting that he's been in fighting in this room. And what happens now? Rex is out of the picture. Lima 1 Juliet was just attacked again, and now there's even more people, including our new big bad, striking back against Lima 1 Juliet, our variant here. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If you have questions about how we did this or why we did that, Deadrop lore in general. Again, remember, this is not official Deadrop lore. We are telling a story in the Deadrop universe. That is what Midnight is, but we're pulling from as many different parts of Deadrop, whether it be actual implementation of the lore and elements of it, or just using it as inspiration. And we're having a lot of fun. We've got 3 episodes to go after 6, 7, 8, and 9, and there's a ton planned for you guys. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you got your notifications on. Make sure you like the videos, guys. It really helps the channel out. We want to spread Deadrop to as many people as possible. So tell YouTube you like the video so they make everybody on YouTube watch Deadrop content, okay? Thanks for your support for this series and all the content on the channel. We really appreciate it. We'll see you very soon. Midnight Part 7 is probably coming sooner than you think. So stay tuned. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all those places for teasers and more artwork and all sorts of stuff. See you in the next one, guys. May Reynolds out.